is Kevin Jackowitz. This is the Kaged Review, and I'm going to review WWE Monday Night Raw for 6/25/18. So we're about a week and a day past. I was in the hospital. I had some heart issues. So unfortunately, I'm about a week and a half backed up on everything I have to do. So I'm going to catch up right now on wrestling, starting here, 6/25 Raw. They start out with the big in memorial for Big Van Vader, Leon White, who his heart apparently just gave out. He had some major blockages, and they cleared everything out, but he also got pneumonia, and unfortunately, a big guy just couldn't take it. So he passed, and it kind of sucks because I do feel like he was somebody that it would have been nice for him to be recognized in the Hall of Fame while he was still alive, and people were pushing for it last year, and it didn't happen, and so now it's just too fucking late. That sucks. So you start out, you have this big ass boring segment with Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin starting out in the middle of the ring. They're gonna make some announcement. Roman Reigns comes out, he interrupts, saying he wants a chance at, this multi-man match they're going to have at Extreme Rules for the chance to face Brock Lesnar. Bobby Lashley comes out, says, you don't deserve it. You've proven that you can't beat Lesnar. We need someone who actually has the tools to do it. And then the Revival come out and challenge Reigns and Lashley to a tag team match, saying they won't be able to coexist. And that's how they're going to capitalize. So Dash Wilder, Scott Dawson versus Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns are going to happen. And that is actually the very first match of the night. And I don't know that I really give a shit about this match one way or the other. I'm not a big fan of Reigns. Lashley, I think they really kind of screwed up already in major ways. Coming back to WWE, Revival really hasn't done anything. So this match is kind of really a filler to me. I mean, you got a couple of big names in here, but I don't care. And that's the thing. And so it really comes down to Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns really can't get along. The Revival pull out the win. Then you get a Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, Titan promo. Nothing really mentionable here. And then the B team has their promo on the Titantron before they come out. And this leads into a Hardy versus Curtis Axel match. It was really kind of a sloppily booked thing. Matt Hardy slips on the rope, and then Axel pins him off the fall. So Axel gets the win, and it becomes the B team versus Hardy and Wyatt at Extreme Rules for the Tag Team Championship belts. And I will say that I do think it's funny how Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas are a couple of guys that I just really did not care about. But at least their promos lately, where they're mocking Hardy and Wyatt, have been fairly entertaining. And I got to give them credit where it's due, that these guys are at least making people laugh now. And I gotta give them credit where, like I said, it's due, because I haven't seen anything from these guys, and now all of a sudden, I think they're at least competent, at least as entertainers. I mean, you gotta give them that. So, that's the spot there. Then you get Authors of Pain and Titus Worldwide backstage segment where Authors of Pain are throwing around a couple of the guys working backstage, and Titus is like, hey, you gotta respect these guys. They work just as hard as we do to put this show on every week. And then, of course, Authors of Pain saying, we don't care. So after that, you get a backstage segment, and Alicia Fox is back there. She didn't do anything. She barely said anything. She's talking to Bayley. Kurt Angle says, welcome back, Alicia, whatever. And then Kurt Angle's like, you are going to face with the Riot Squad with Sasha Banks later, so you guys are going to have another chance to get back on the same page. Bayley didn't seem happy about that. Authors of Pain versus a couple local nobodies. Rich and Rex Gibson. it was a complete squash match, completely pointless. And then, of course, they don't stop the beatdown after the match. You know Authors of Pain are going to win, and then Titus Worldwide comes down and breaks it up. Backstage, you get a Kurt Angle, Baron Corbin, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman bit. Braun Strowman was talking like he's apologetic about being so mean to Kevin Owens. He's trying to make it up, so he wants to tag with Kevin Owens. And it's against Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. Now, this didn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. None of it did. You're pitting Baron Corbin and Finn Balor together. You know they're not going to mesh well. There's no reason they would want to be a tag team. There's no reason Braun Strowman would want to tag with Kevin Owens, to be very honest. Because later on in the match, maybe if he was trying to stick it to everybody, Braun Strowman, might make sense, but that's not what happened. So none of this, literally none of this makes sense. So the match is going to be Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. I don't get it. After that, you get an Alexa Bliss, Mickie James promo. Natalya comes out, says that she has a match with Alexa Bliss, and Nia Jax is in her corner. We all know I'm not a big fan of Nia Jax. I am a fan of Alexa Bliss, and I am definitely a fan of Natalya. So the match goes on with Natalya and Alexa Bliss. Natalya gets the win after everybody tries to interfere in the match. Nia Jax pulls over Mickie James. And then Natalya gets Bliss in the sharpshooter. And it's funny because for all the wins that they give Natalya, they don't give her any of the major wins, I've noticed. Which kind of sucks. And Charlie interviews Seth Rollins backstage. Rollins says he makes no excuses. He's going to go back out there and get the belt tonight. So you get Riot Squad backstage. There's this Jinder Mahal photo shoot. And then, Riot Squad grabs the camera from the camera guy, starts taking photos, and then smashes the camera. I don't know how many times they can do this and actually make it seem legit. But whatever. So then you get Riot Squad versus Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Ember Moon. Sasha Banks out of place at the end of the match. We're going to fast forward. And the Riot Squad gets the win on Sasha Banks. And then Bayley just explodes. This was probably the highlight of the evening, to be very honest. Bayley just goes berserk on Sasha Banks. She's beating her all over the ring, grabs her while she's on the apron, and then slams her back on the ground. Sold very well. I think that was one of the highlights of Bayley and Sasha Banks so far. They've been building and building and building to absolutely nothing, and we're finally getting something out of it. Backstage, you get Kurt Angle and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens trying to get out of the match. Doesn't happen. Then you get a No Way Jose Mojo Rawley bit where they're supposed to have a match. Mojo Rawley's talking about how No Way's gimmick is stupid and he needs to take things seriously. And he's talking to this dude that's dressed like a cheeseburger outside. No Way Jose tries to get involved. Mojo Rawley punches him. I'm trying to be open-minded with the new guys because they haven't done a lot yet. But the fact is, they haven't done a lot yet. I don't think there's an investment here. Mojo, since he's been here, has not really done anything of consequence. Even after winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, it was like, okay, you've gone nowhere. You've done nothing. So, you want to give them a chance. You want to see what they can do, but so far I'm just not seeing anything, to be very honest. Then you get this really stupid bit backstage where Kurt Angle goes up to Bayley, says you have to go to counseling. If you don't do it, you're fired. And later he does this with Sasha Banks too. And it's like, the feud is there. Make it a feud. Don't do this dumb shit. It's going to kill the feud. You're going to make something really, really potentially great into something comical and stupid, and just you're gonna fuck it all up. I see that happening. So after that, you get Braun Strowman versus KO. Braun Strowman and KO versus Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. And there's nothing really of consequence in this match. So again, just fast forwarding to the end. Finn Balor is in the ring right next to his corner. Baron Corbin tags himself in. Finn Balor gets pissed off, kicks Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin grabs Finn Balor, pulls him out of the ring, and they start fighting up the rampway. They get counted out. Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens wins. Then you get the bit where Kevin Owens is going to try to shake Braun Strowman's hand. Braun Strowman just stands there. Kevin Owens gets spooked, runs away, goes all the way up to the valet where his car is supposed to be, goes for the keys. Braun Strowman winds up standing just off screen, holding Kevin Owens' keys. His car is on the other side, upside down. Braun Strowman laughs, walks back down the ramp. So, that was that segment. Then you get the match of the night as far as in-ring performance. The last match, actually, Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler. Of course, Drew McIntyre is there. There was a point where Drew McIntyre gets sent to the back for interference, so it now becomes just Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler. Really good match all the way around. These guys have been impressive the last couple of weeks. It eventually ends where it looks like Seth Rollins might be getting the upper hand on Ziggler to get the belt back. Drew McIntyre comes running down the ramp. Disqualification. Seth Rollins wins. The beatdown ensues. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre on Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns comes down, stops it, and sends everybody flying. And my biggest problem with this, you have Drew McIntyre, who just looks the fucking part. I'm sorry, he does. I think he's gotten a better in-ring IQ. He's a better performer in the ring. I mean, you have all the potential of a really big build here. And the one thing I'd hate to see is Vince McMahon masturbating to another fucking big guy fed to Roman Reigns. And I see that happening here because if that happens, you might as well just squash Drew McIntyre's fucking comeback. He will not recover. So that's the thing that really, really sucks about this. Fucking everybody gets fed to Roman Reigns. Nobody likes fucking Roman Reigns. And they're still pushing him. And that's fine, you know, if that's what you want to do. But now you're going to take genuine potential here and just feed him to Roman Reigns and kill his fucking push before it ever starts. That's stupid. That's just fucking stupid. And that's why I don't watch the product anymore. And again, this is not something I watched on fucking TV. This is something I watched on YouTube because, quite frankly, fuck the WWE right now. They're spewing out garbage. And I refuse to pay for it, and I refuse to give them ratings for it. So, this show overall was pretty basic. I mean, it was very, I don't even want to say average because there was really one good match and, you know, one highlight moment with Bayley and Sasha Banks that I feel like they're already going to fucking kill with this stupid counseling bit. They've done it before several times and it's never been great. So, I'm going to give this I'm probably going to give it a 3 out of 10, honestly. 3 out of 10, I think, is all it deserves. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's Raw for 6/25/18. I really don't see anything that they're building to. They got a week and a half before a pay-per-view, and it's like they don't even give a shit. So, that's Raw, 6/25/18. Take it for what it's worth. My name is Kevin Jackwitz. Kaged Nation, out.